Toastmasters Club. For those of you who don't know, we are a part of the Toastmasters community, which unites 140,000 club members around the globe. And we are here to practice our public speaking skills and leadership skills. And before we start our another exciting meeting number 263, I would kindly ask you to switch the sounds of your cell phones off. Do not disturb the speakers. And we are ready to go ahead and get started. And to follow our best tradition, I would like to invite here the newcomers. We have two. Please welcome. Yury, you would have to come to the stage too. So please kindly share your names, what you do for a living, how you found out about our clubs, and what your expectations are. Please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Julia. I'm a singer. Yes, and I want to improve my speaking skills. What else? My friend told me that you're great.
Thank you, Julia. Well, my name is Gleb, and I'm a student of IT Hub College. I am studying programming and want to become a data engineer one day. So that's what I do. I found out about this club from the website, which is called Leader ID. Yeah, and decided to come. So.
Thank you very much. And just for those of you who don't know, our newcomers, not just ordinary newcomers tonight, they already have roles, see? And so now it's time to start the meeting, and I would like to invite to the stage our experienced Toastmaster online participant, Myles. Myles from Canada. Myles is from Canada. And Myles, just to let you know, we have a few last minute updates in the agenda. So if you have a chance, please quickly scan your WhatsApp chat to see the updates.
Okay, thank you very much, Tatyana.
The stage is yours. Enjoy.
Thank you. So, dear Toastmasters, privet. Oki, Danatada, hello and greetings from Niatawasi, also known as Alberta, Canada, the province of Alberta in Canada. And I'm in Western Canada. This is a mountain that is near where I live. It's called Mount Rundle, and it's quite the spectacular mountain in the Canadian Rockies. So it's my pleasure to be your Toastmaster of the day. And to begin with, I will just take a look to see that we do have some new functionaries, new roles. We have an awe counter. Wonderful. Our awe counter is now, forgive me, I struggle sometimes even with English, so Russian is even more of a challenge, but Fomicheva Yulia. She's our grammarian. And we have, oh, I'm sorry, she's our awe counter. Our grammarian will be Alla Oganova, and our quiz master is Gleb. Wonderful. Now, to begin with, I'm going to ask our grammarian if she has a word of the day that she would like us to use. If she doesn't, I actually have a couple of words that I would propose. Do we have a word of the day? If you could present it.
I don't, at the moment, I don't have the word of the day.
Okay,
So
okay. Can I propose one?
Some proposals, please do.
Very good. So here's a word that I even struggle with as a native speaker of English, and it's aesthetic.
Aesthetic. Okay.
Aesthetic. And what this means, it's to be concerned with beauty, or to be concerned with the appreciation of beauty. So architecture and design is all about creating a nice aesthetic for the environment. So aesthetic. Now there's another word that sounds a lot like it, but this isn't the word of the day. I just want to present it. It's ascetic.
What is it?
An ascetic is someone, it's a person who is committed to abstention. Abstention means to stay away from, to abstain, abstains from all indulgences. So an ascetic is like a monk who lives in a monastery. Okay, so, but not to, and it sounds so similar to aesthetic. So,
I prefer the first one.
okay, this is the one we're using for word of the day. So what the idea is that if you can, work this word into your presentations, and Ella is going to keep track of that.
Okay.
All right, so
I'll
as Toastmaster, I am also entrusted to not only be the master of ceremonies for this first part of the meeting, but I'm also to come up with the theme for the meeting. And I came up with what's your passion? And what is it that you're living for? Now, maybe you haven't figured that out. And honestly, I don't know that I've figured that out myself. But one of the things I am sort of on a journey for is just what is the meaning, wonder, and purpose of my life. And I do believe strongly that Pathways, the program that Toastmasters provides, is something that can help me discover that passion. And so I really encourage you and our guests to talk to somebody about the Pathways program in Toastmasters. Obviously, a lot of people have wonderful passions. This device that I have, these smartphones, which I don't even comprehend all that it can do. I'm always discovering new things. Somebody had to have a lot of passion to create not only the phone, but everything that goes into the phone. It's really staggering that this little screen this thing is so small, and yet, it can do so much and has a screen with such clarity. Anyway, that's the theme. And to carry on with this, I'm going to now ask Thought of the Day presenter Nina to please come up to the lectern and give us your thought of the day.
Okay. So hello, everyone. Today it's my first time presenting a little speech on Toastmasters. And when I thought of our topic of today, I thought of the idea of passion. What could it be? So maybe it could be a little sparkle in your life that blows your mind for a while. Or maybe it could be something more long-lasting. Maybe it could be something that accompanies your entire life. So I thought of what could be my own passion. And I thought it would be creativity. Why? Because I love drawing. I love writing small notes on my everyday life, creating stories and just dreaming up. So I think it's kind of strange to hear from a scientist that's working on her PhD. When you think of a scientist, you always imagine a person that is very precise and punctual and very focused on their work. But what if you combine your life passion with your work? What could be created in this bizarre alliance of creativity and science? Soon I found out that I can use my passion for creativity in my everyday scientist's work. Not only preparing posters for participating scientific conferences, but also creating logos and merge designs for them. Not only filling the experimental data in my lab journal, but also drawing representative schemes. Not only counting cells on the images from the microscope, but also sharing with people on the internet beautiful pictures that can involve them in the world of science. So maybe it could be even helpful and beneficial to apply your real life passion to your everyday work. Now that what I would tell to every professor from the university at whose lectures I was drawing tiny dragons on the side of my notebook. The thing I wanted to engage you in is trying not to separate your passion from your everyday life, not to leave it to your spare evenings and holidays. Maybe only in such a symbiosis, the most beautiful and aesthetic things could be created. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Nina. That was wonderful. And she worked in the word of the day, aesthetic. I'll post it up over behind me so you can remember that word. And, you know, I think of Moscow as a wonderful city full of tremendous works of art and architecture, and the passion that the people who, you know, even designed the library that you're in had to create that wonderful facility. And you have this wonderful, amazing arena that I've seen. You can tune in on YouTube to watch the concerts that are performed there. Now, another functionary is the timer, because if you're passionate about something, you want to achieve it, you have to be mindful of the time. So please I call upon Anna Rubinina to tell us about her function.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So how to check if an activity you are doing is a passion? You just don't keep, yes, you don't keep track of time, yes? But here you can enjoy the meeting, but I will count the time for you. Just look at me sometimes and look at these aesthetic cards. So when you reach the minimum limit of your time, you will see the green sign. That means that you can continue. Then you will see yellow. It means that the end is coming. And when you see the red, means that you have to wrap up your speech. Okay, everyone, I think, knows the time limits. It depends on the speech. And the rules for the table topics will be explained a little bit later. And at the end, I will show the report and tell you how much time you spend on public speaking today. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Now, another functionary for this meeting is the awe counter. And for today's awe counter, we welcome Yulia.
Yes. Hello, everyone again. Today I will count our used words of each speaker. I'm not sure that I will be good at it, but I will try. I will count words like what else? Well, but, so, and you know, and something like that. So I will try. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. You'll do wonderfully, I'm sure. You know, we aren't necessarily experts. That's why I use the term functionary for the meeting. And we're a welcoming place to practice things and to perfect our language and our leadership skills. So thank you for stepping up to the role. And our grammarian is Alla. Please tell us about your role.
Hello, dear friends. It's not the first time I'm the grammarian of the meetings, and my custom is to be a very mild grammarian. Of course, I shall mark some most serious mistakes and mention them, but without naming the name of the person. It's my custom. It's very important because sometimes this rule is broken, and I think it's not good at all. So I shall try to mark the most serious mistakes, but at the same time, I'll try to be positive and to mark a good use of some grammar expressions, and I'll try to mark excellent use of words and ideas. So do your best not to get to my notes.
Thank you, Alla. And I must say, I commend everyone in the room because you must have a passion for language because you're here today doing public speaking in a language other than your first language. So I think that's just tremendous. Now we get into the real interesting part of the meeting, which are the prepared speeches. And we have 3 prepared speeches today, so I won't take too much time to introduce them. We have the first presenter is Mila Dyba, if I'm saying your name correctly. And she is presenting a project from her pathway, which is dynamic leadership. She's level 1 in the dynamic leadership pathway, and this project is about writing a speech with purpose. To learn and review basic methods for writing a speech and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. The title of her speech, How I Found My Place. How I Found My Place. Mila, welcome.
Thank you very much. Do you like traveling? I think everyone likes. Have you ever had such a feeling? Just imagine you come to a new country, to a new place where you have never been before. But it seems that you lived there. Your feelings are so strong, and people whom you met, it seems that you have known them for a long time. This is what happened to me once, and I want to share with you my experience, how I found my place, my second home and my second motherland. Do you believe in reincarnation? My Indian friend once asked me. My Indian friend said to me that everyone has memories about our past lives. When I was a child, I said to my mom that I had to be born in a warm country. I was born in a small town in the Kursk region. Concerning my food, I didn't like meat. I prefer to eat fish and seafood and vegetables, and it was very strange for my family from small Russian town. I started studying English at the age of 4, and I had a passion to speak English. I had my firm belief and strong feeling that I am in my native place temporarily. I moved to Moscow then to get my higher education. I had an internship in London. I started my career in different international companies, and I tried to find my place. My home, where I feel like I'm at home. This is about internal feeling. I traveled across Europe and Southeastern Asia, but this feeling haunted me. My friend said to me that the best way to trust the universe and to allow the universe lead me, to be in flow. So I decided to do like this. I traveled a lot, and once in 2017, I got an offer for work in the company which had a project in Africa, in Zimbabwe, coal mining project. I have never been in this country. This was my first acquaintance with Africa. I started living in Harare, in the capital of Zimbabwe. My friends said to me that I was crazy to go so far from Moscow, to leave everything, to be far from Russia. But I said to them that I have to open myself to the universe because I want to find my place. I want to expand boundaries of my attitude. I want to be in the flow and use all possibilities and opportunities that come to me, because I want to be in the flow and follow the universe direction. That was my obsession, my passion to travel and explore as much as I can, to know more and finally find my place where I want to live. My Indian friend said to me, just keep it going. And suddenly in 2017, I had to go to South Africa just for a couple of days to Cape Town. This was the most aesthetic place that I have ever seen. I remember that day, 5 years ago, when I was strolling near the ocean, and I said that this was the only one place where I wanted to stay. 5 years passed, and I came back to Russia. There was 1 year of pandemic where I have to leave everything and to restrict myself from flights. My visit to Cape Town seemed to me like it was in a dream, like in TV series that I watched, and I started forgetting this. I got a new job in 2021 as a business development director. I lived in Turkey. I traveled to West Africa, Atlantic Ocean seaside. I was in Guinea-Bissau, in Gambia, in Senegal. But once upon a time, my friend called me. My friend whom I met in Zimbabwe, he called and told that he moved to Cape Town, and he invited me to visit this place and to find good opportunities for business. I combined my traveling to him with my work duties, and once I stepped on the ground in Cape Town, I felt the same feeling that this was my place. This was my second home. I couldn't express how I felt, but the more I was there, the more I understood this. I realized this. I felt this. Now I'm working on a project in South Africa and opening a company there. It was a tough period of my life where I wanted to quit my job, to leave everything, to change my life, and every changes go with complicated stuff. But I want to tell you that when you find your place, you feel happy, whatever happens around. Perhaps my algorithm and methods will help everyone find their place. So first, we are the reflection of the universe, and the universe is a constant process of movement. Action will be answered with action. The only thing that you need to do is to do what you have to do. Learning to let go is one of the most valuable things that you can do sometimes. Be free and give up all expectations. Be open. Freedom is not about to do what you want. It's about prepared and ready for whatever comes. You go through this. Sometimes things don't come easy because all things have its own reason. Maybe there is something that you need to realize. Just stop and keep a break. One of the best things that I realized, not to pay attention at anyone's opinion, just to be truthful with myself, to be loyal first to myself and listen to my intuition. And there are no real coincidences. It may seem sometimes that it's randomness, but it's not. Understand the bigger picture. Whatever happens, to understand bigger picture, where I am and what I want to achieve. And this helped me every time when I wanted to drop everything, to give up everything, to quit. So I understood the bigger picture, and now I'm happy to find my place and to have 2 homes. So soon I come back to Russia from Cape Town and will be glad to meet everyone offline. Thanks.
Thank you, Mila. I'm fascinated with, since 2017, encountered the work of Carl Jung, the eminent psychologist, and you're talking about your journey and the numinous, the breath, the spirit that beckons you, that calls you. And I think our next speaker is probably taking us further along this concept of individuation, a hero's journey. And let me now introduce Olga Latanova. She's working on level 2 visionary communication. This is the purpose of her project is to share the impact and importance of having a mentor on this journey the better me, Olga Latanova. Please welcome her.
Thank you so much, Myles, for introducing me. And I was very inspired by Mila's speech and few thoughts about freedom. Like what she said about freedom was a very interesting thought. I thank you for that. The notion, the definition of freedom. Mentoring, well, sounds not like a very exciting topic, right? But mentors come in our life to help us do great things. So while I prepared, I kept on thinking, why is it so boring to tell about mentoring? It's a paradox, right? So it is in human nature, actually, to want things right now, right here, to procrastinate, to find excuses not to do something, and to blame others for our failures, right? But big achievements, what mentoring is for, requires us to work really hard, to plan, to ask hard questions to ourselves, to be honest with ourselves, to have, to train, to learn new things, and work for months and sometimes years. And without that, no dreams come true. And this is bloody boring to death since childhood. So I'll try not to bore you too much, but I will share some stories of mentoring from my life. And in the end, I will share with you some conclusions, what I think is a efficient mentoring, when it helps. So I played basketball, you see I'm tall, at the university. And I was a good player, but mediocre. Mentoring helped me become a really good player. How? Our coach, she pushed me to be elected captain of the team. And I realized myself as a leader who helped different players to grow and perform better. What happened? My confidence increased and my own performance improved significantly. Another example. When in my 20s, my mom used to give me advice about dating, how to meet guys, how to behave, how to build relationship. It never worked out. My God, I didn't ask the advice sometimes. But we had very different perspective on that, because she wanted me to have family as early as possible, whereas my target was to have fun, to find someone with shared values, with same interests, just spend time together. But once she did a great mentoring for me. I was about to sign in for a mortgage to buy an apartment, and she convinced me to acquire an apartment which was much more expensive than I planned. And I relied on her wisdom and experience. And a few years ago, I realized that that she was very right, that you need to take some risk when you make strategic decisions like that. So another example from my work. So I had a boss who motivated me to make a huge shift in my career. And for that, I had to quit a stable and very good company I worked for, well-paid salary, and spend hell of money to study business abroad. Of course, I was scared and had so many doubts. And what she did, she made me make this decision step by step. So at first she said, enroll to the preparation course, then take exams, then save money to live abroad, send applications to different schools. So in the end, the decision was very natural. It just flew out, and that's it. And I spent a great year in studying abroad, and then I got a dream job. So finally, once in life, a few years ago, I had a real professional mentorship at work. It was a very different experience. The guy, my mentor, we didn't meet before. He had a great track record. He could teach me so many things. He provided so many tips, which I implemented very successfully. So we built long-term vision of my career, and we set up some, steps, and he helped me to really progress. So here is my recipe for efficient mentoring based on my experience. First, it should be a mutual agreement with mentor and mentee. Remember my mom with advices about dating. I didn't ask. Second, you should have a clear long-term vision what you want, and the mentoring should focus on the specific part of your aspiration. Third, the mentor should be an example of leadership. So you should, the mentee, the protege should be admiring him and should see his success. And of course, there should be some, regular established process. So should be some meetings and goals, etc. So the more elements are there, present, the better mentoring is, and the better we discover a better version of ourselves. Thank you very much.
Wow. I would say that's the best presentation about mentoring I've ever heard. Well done, Olga. Our next presenter is our Vice President of Education. And she's got a project from Presentation Mastery Pathway. And this project is about managing a difficult audience. So there's a special purpose. This speech will go longer than the usual 5 to 7 minutes. She's going to do a 5 to 7 minute speech. However, the entire presentation will go on for up to 15 minutes because I want you, and she wants you, after her presentation, to challenge her with good questions and try to put her on the spot, because this presentation is about how a presenter manages audience disruptions, not the content of her speech. So this will give her practice of skills needed to address audience challenges when you present outside of the Toastmasters Club. So Alina, presenting Tale of the East, Alina. I think she has a presentation of slides as well. So it'll take a moment for her to set up, I believe.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. And before I start, I want to say thank you, Myles, for explanation about my speech. Usually during the speech, we keep silence. We listen to speaker, and maybe after we can ask them, but tonight my speech is different one, and it will be better if you will interrupt me during the speech. Don't wait when I will finish. Ask me. You can try to do it. Yeah, you can say something. Yes, yes, yes. Let's. What does your title mean? Wow, good one. Okay, I will share everything about this title with you right now. So let's begin this fun speech together. What I want to say, what is my title? Tale of the East. You know, before me, Mila said about many countries she visited.
And as for me, I'm in Russia now, and it's difficult to fly somewhere how it was before. But I was surprised that now we have few interesting countries where we can go just buy tickets and fly there without any issue. Maybe a bit money, but nothing else. 20,000 of rubles one way. Yeah. Just a flight, yes. And you can spend there many times because it's wonderful place. There they have their own currency, and it's 500 of rubles. It is 1 million sum. Yes. And this summer, I was surprised because my boss asked me to go to Uzbekistan. It's interesting country, and I was surprised. My travel was started from airways, and for them, it's not Uzbekistan Airlines. I don't remember the name, but it was another one. And when I came to the airport, and they said, "Oh, for girls without order, you can go before men." And all best places are free. So you can choose, because you one of the first one, you can choose best place, and then a lot of men will go after you. So yes, at the beginning, I thought, wow, I like this country already. Yes, we went there for one day, for Friday, and I took 2 days or weekend to see this beautiful place. We fly to Tashkent. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. You can see there, this is Tashkent. You can see it's a small photo from my phone, nothing special, but you can see how absolutely aesthetic place is it. What for? iPhone. I don't remember. Okay. Maybe you need to train your skills how to photo. I will share with you my aesthetic skills. Yes. Yeah, there are a lot of mosques, and you can find them. So this from the right side is real work mosque, but most of all, they changed for markets. You came there and you can buy some silk or some presents for your friends, some sweets. So it's all of this. For example, this one is a big market where a lot of artists can sell you something that you want. Picture. I will share later. Yes, and so Tashkent is very USSR style city, but they have a lot of buildings, old buildings, and they built new one, and this is interesting. And they have beautiful metro, and you can see these lines, just few lines. And it's easy to understand how to get to somewhere. And they had a lot of aesthetic, beautiful women there inside of subway. And I was surprised they used to wear these beautiful hairstyles, and you can see girls on other photo, different one, but absolutely amazing as for me. And at Friday, we understood that we didn't get all what we want. So we stayed more than one day. We stayed there almost 1 week after all of this, and we decided to move to Samarkand. Samarkand is one of, this is a pearl of great Silk Road. Do you know it? From China? Yes. And Samarkand was a great point. And there we bought a silk. There also a lot of, for example, this one is Rajasthan Square. Many years ago, it was a place for prayers, but after USSR period, they changed this place for market also. And there are a lot of artists also, and you can buy something. I bought there real silk, very cheap. It was scarf, and it was very cheap. 1 million sum. So it's like 500 rubles. Real natural silk. Close to it, yes. I didn't have so many money, just few millions, yes. And no one, it's like, so 1 million, it's one banknote. So you can put 5 million in your usual wallet, it's okay. Yes. Much money, yes, absolutely. Our aesthetic Anna. Yes, it was my goal for the speech. And then look at this. It was a place where they showed to us how they live many times ago. And you can see this stuff they used. And it was just because they want me to buy something from them. And they ask me, oh, come on the second stage, we have a special room where you can see everything, how they live. Let's go and buy something. So I will say about food. Men all the time say to you or to my friend, like sister or brother. Everyone was sister or brother with me, with him, yes. They said, сестра, покупай. This is a very famous market, very old. And this is also was a mosque, but now it's market again. A lot of markets there. Wow, this place is famous place because this is, so maybe you know that Tamerlan, it was a great historical person, and in this place there were his tomb, and they has a legend that I can show you the tomb. This black one is tomb of Tamerlan. Here is his wife and sons, and even small one is his sons. And the legend says that when scientists have started to open this tomb, on the next day was beginning the Second War. So it was like some strange things. And after that, they asked to, after 5 years, they asked to close the tomb of Tamerlan, and the war was finished. So this was connected with Tamerlan. Yes. Next slide, I think. This is from Tamerlan tomb also, this few sides of this, and food. So you can see here silk and spices, and I showed the great road of silk. And all you know, I think, Tashkent, food from Tashkent in Moscow, we can buy it on our markets. Yes, it was difficult situation because we too, me and my friends, we are vegetarian, and plov is usually with lamb, but we tried to find vegetarian plov, and it was amazing. And the second one, I was very, very satisfied. This is samsa. Usually it's usually it's with lamb too, but we found vegetarian samsa, and it was amazing. And this bread, very, very tasty. So I've tried just one because I very liked it, and I try and try and try again every day.
Have you brought something for us?
Yes, it depends from different restaurants, from different place where they cook it. And after I returned to Moscow, first time I cooked the samsa. First time in my life. Yes. And if look to this city, this usual city, you can see it's small cars, small streets, but these beautiful things you can see from different places, from different parts of the city. So I want to inspire you to visit Uzbekistan because it's easy and this really aesthetic and wonderful place for visiting. Not yet, we didn't have enough time. Yes, it will be my next issue, my next goal. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alina. And I will make a correction. I introduced her as Vice President of Education. She was formerly Vice President of Education, and she is now our Vice President Membership. Thank you for that fascinating tale of the East with wonderful images of aesthetically pleasing sculptures and architecture. You know, I do know that Moscow has a lot of wonderful sculptures and statues, but I was really impressed or intrigued that there's this formless statue along the riverbank there in Moscow. And, you know, I guess it's been a bit of a debate as to, well, what are the aesthetics of such a sculpture? I think it gives me an idea of doing a future speech about similar weird sculptures that we have here in my city. Thank you very much. Now we're going to take a break for 5 minutes, if everybody's still okay with that, and encourage you to mix and mingle. I think there's some snacks, and you're encouraged, if you can, to contribute some rubles. And we'll see you in 5 minutes if the timer could bring us back to order in 5 minutes.
Thank you, Myles. Yeah, guys, let's have 5 minutes break. And for those of you who got hungry after Alina's speech, we have some cookies over there, and there is a cooler over there. And we have a tradition to donate 100 rubles for club development. The tip jar is over there next to the cookies. Please help yourself. Myles, the stage is yours. Now, okay, you go ahead.
Thank you, Tatyana. Okay, without any delay, let's move on to part 2 of the meeting, which is table topics, impromptu speaking. And to be our host for this section of the meeting, we have our table topics master, Anna Gonzalez. Welcome to the lectern, Anna.
Anna?
The stage is yours.
Thank you, Myles. Hello, everyone. How are you? How's your summer? It's over, right? Well, actually, today is oh my God, why are you so loud? I can't. Because of this, right? Today is the last, yes, it's that. Okay, it's the last day is today, so it's almost over. So as the topic suggested, we were talking about what's your passion. I really find that topic very interesting. And I understand that many of us maybe are just going with the flow in life. And we are not really sure whether we are doing whatever we're passionate about or not, or if we even have any passions in life. You know, what's the difference between passion and a hobby or something that you're very interested in the moment? Is it real passion or not? So I was researching online on how can we get there? And many professional coach people recommended to follow some paths of questions. And once you answer them, you will hopefully get there, will help you see more clearly what can be your passion or what are you passionate about, which is actually the title of these table topics. So I will invite you to come, choose a number, and then I will ask you a series of questions that ideally, if you can, you should be able, and I can send you if you want the paper. Ideally, you should sit and answer each question by yourself. All of the questions, there are like 14 questions. I have prepared 10, but if we run out of questions, I have 4 more. So, but right now we will do 1 question per person, so we don't have to, assess everybody in this meeting. So let's start. Who would like to go first? Can we go on the next slide, please? Yes, so we have 10 numbers. Yes, come over here, please. Yes, we have a time limit, of course, like always. Hi.
Thank you.
And the time minutes is between 2 and 3 minutes, right? Am I right? or 1 and 2, or 2 and 3? 1 to 2 minutes. So then you will choose a number. I will give you the question. You will have 30 seconds to think and try to elaborate your answer as if it is a small speech. Like if I say, do you like chocolate or candy? I mean, I don't know. And you can say candy and it's over. No, say the answer, explain why, what's the background, and give some examples, right? So that's a little bit of a structure for the ones who are new. So what's your name?
My name is Daniel.
All right, Daniel, choose a number, please. All right. Some of the questions are very interesting. Even, I mean, I read them too, and I was like, huh, okay. So I'm gonna ask you the question. So what's something that when immersed in it, you lose track of time? What is something that when immersed is like when you do it 100% or when you are in it, you lose track of time? Take a second to think and tell us.
Diana, dear audience, time is everything. Time is very important. It's ridiculously irresponsible to be losing time because time is arguably one of the very few commodities that doesn't come back, that doesn't get replenished. However, we have also been speaking of our passions, and I have a passion. And when I'm within that passion, I'm sometimes losing the track of the time, and that is talking to my abs, talking to my abdominals, talking to my stomach. You know, when your stomach starts speaking to you in a clear, loud, and well-projected voice, with a complete vocal variety, with no hesitation, distantly, clearly, and firmly, believe it or not. And I have developed that relationship with my stomach. And it is a mutually invigorating and revitalizing relationship. It depletes my toxins and gets smaller, shrinks, and I nurture it. Both I nourish it, both with food and exercises. And that's how we coexist. And by getting rid of the toxins that I have and expanding my life expectation, the stomach is helping me to replenish the time that I'm getting lost in when I'm talking to him. Madam Toastmaster of the day. Madam Topics Master of the day.
Thank you very much. It was very interesting. Actually, I do have many questions about this passion. So no, please. I have just, and questions to ask you maybe later. But I do think it's interesting because it helps you to stay fit. And we can all agree that he's a very fit person. So that's very cool. Very interesting. So maybe a career in health and nutrition will be something interesting for you probably. All right, who else would like to try? Yes, come over here, please. What's your name?
My name is Gleb.
Gleb. Just a number, please. Number 4. What would you do for nothing? If you didn't have to worry about money, what would you be doing? There is no worry, you're super rich, like Elon Musk. You're one of his kids, maybe. So that way you don't have to worry. So what would you do for nothing if you didn't have to worry about money? What would that be?
Okay, so the question is, what would I do if I had plenty of money? Yeah. Okay, well, I think if I had a huge amount of money, I would spend it on charity and on scientific researches in different fields, because it improves our society. And it is very important to invest in new technologies to improve the life of people who are living in very poor countries and who are starving sometimes. So I think it's really important to fix these issues. And if I had such power, I would try to do something with it. Yeah, well, of course, yeah, I see. Well, I think I can organize charity foundations and, well, attract attention of the public to such places in order to gather even more money and do even more better things.
Thank you very much, Gleb. That was quite interesting. So, a charitable person, very good, and technology-oriented charity. So very good. Who else would like to try? We have 10 questions and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so we have one question for everybody, guys. Come over here, please. Your name?
Olga. I'm Olga. Hi.
Okay, great. Just a number, please. Alrighty. So, what skills come to you naturally? How could you possibly use those to make a living? What skills come to you naturally? How could you possibly use those skills to make a living?
Okay. So once I made an exercise, I asked my friends and some relatives what I'm good at. And I was really surprised because they mentioned something very similar, different people, even at work. And they said that you can make comfort among community, among like company of people. So people are very different, right? So they, especially when they have to work on some common project, some common goal, they try their interests sort of contradict to each other, they compete, whatever. And they said that I can, you know, cut all the sharp angles and create the atmosphere of friendliness, making people move to one common goal. So, and the thing is that I really enjoy it. So I take it as a challenge. So especially when there is a conflict between people, okay, I can help. I immediately get into it. So that really interests me. So answering the question, I think I can be a good facilitator in a team which has to work on some big project where there are a lot of challenges. And actually, I'm trying to do that at work. I'm trying to leverage my strengths at work and also in real life. So that's my passion.
Thank you very much. That's actually quite interesting. And that's something that we share. I'm also very into problem solving. So I think it's a skill that nowadays everybody should have. Yes? Ah. Sure. Who would like to join us online? Anyone? You have to speak because we can't see you. Anyone interested in joining online? If nobody, we can count 3, 2.
Yury, why don't you take part?
What?
Yury from Moscow Free
Yes.
Speakers.
I'll be glad
Yury.
to take part.
Sure, great. Take a number, please.
Number 8.
Or 8. Let me move to the other side so you can see me. So, in the past or present, companies, in past or present companies where you have worked or you are working right now, What internal or external problems would you be interested in solving? So let's say, I suppose you have a job right now in this company. So what kind of problems of the company would you be interested in solving? Regardless of what you do right now, it could be something outside your sphere of expertise, anything that could be interesting to you, and why?
Thank you, Anna, for the question.
Oh, did you hear
I
me?
thi- yes,
Do you want me to repeat the question?
I heard you. I'm ready
okay,
now.
okay.
Mhm. I think what motivates me most is sometimes at the beginning it could be like a challenge. So if I hear from someone that the problem has been around for a while, and and others found difficult to solve, it just I feel motivation to look inside to see if I have the resources, or if I've got the connections, or the expertise to solve this problem. So sometimes people, when they are in their bubble, they don't see simple answers or solution to the problems they face, while sometimes all that is needed is just a couple of calls, or maybe there's something personal, and person from outside can solve it better because there's less personal conflicts, for example. So sometimes we see problems bigger than they are, and the fresh look from outside is always better. So I think what motivates me is maybe not so much complex problems, but problems that are not that great, but they seem to be, and they seem to be for other people. And I like solving things that are quick to do. For example, something that can be done quickly, and because if you do this, you see the results straight away, and you see the feedback straight away, and you can move on and do something else. So those two things I think I would be interested in. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Actually, you said something very interesting, whether you want to see results swing quickly or you can wait in the long run will define also some areas of careers that you can go into. I can say that as when I was practicing law and I was doing criminal law, and to see results within criminal law, it takes like 10 years, 5 years, at least minimum 2-3 years to see if you have a deep problem, because, you know, cases take a long time. So it really depends on how long are you willing to wait to choose what careers will be suitable for you. And one last person, please. Who will be that person? Any volunteers? Any new people? Wait, come over here, please. Thank you. What's your name?
Nina.
Irina, nice to meet you. Please choose a number. 9. Was it 1 second? Let me read. Oh no, that was you want. Okay, go ahead. So, what results bring you the most satisfaction? What results, brings you the most satisfaction?
So I think that the most the results that bring me the most satisfaction are, of course, the most challenging ones. So the most challenging problems in my work, and not connected to people because I think I'm good at it, but every time maybe something with technologies, with protocols, with making something very precise and accurate. So I think when I finally see the result, I already told you that I'm a scientist and I have to wait for result for a while, really for a while. For example, I can make an experiment and see the result only in a month. So when I finally see that something is really happened, that something is really the result is great. It makes me satisfied so fully, so great, because you need to wait for so long. I think the challenge and the time you need to go through to see the result. So I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody who participated. That's all we have for now. I'm gonna pass this to the Toastmaster of the day, Myles. Don't forget to go into the QR codes that we have in the agendas, and so we can vote for whatever was your best, or in your opinion, the best table topic answer. Maybe we can vote right now. Yeah. Okay, let's take a minute or two to vote. Everything is on your agenda. Can we, do you have one? Oh, please, let's vote. Of course, if you participated, yes, don't vote for yourself. That's the only, why you like your answer so much? It's not fair. Online, do they have also the link? Do they have the link online in the chat? Maybe we can share with them. Or can you give me this message? Guys, can you see the code? You can try to scan it if you don't have it on the chats, and so you can vote. Seriously? Let's try to choose one today only. I know your heart wants more, but let's go for one. And choose only one person, please. Because we only have one ribbon, so. Yes, are we set? Guys online, were you able to vote?
I was. I hope the others were as well.
Great, great.
And I think it might have just come through on the chat
Okay, okay.
if you have a phone.
Oh, cool. You just send it now? You just send it
Yeah,
now?
yeah. The link is now on the Toastbusters club members chat.
All right, maybe we can just finish the voting, and I will pass it on to you, Myles. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for participating. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna, for taking the care and attention to present those questions with the colorful slides that you prepared ahead of time. Well done. And continuing on with the concept of evaluation, I now turn the lectern over to our general evaluator, Polina Chelnikova. Please welcome Polina to the microphone. Thank you, everybody.
Hello, good evening, dear Toastmasters. Today I'm representing a role of a general evaluator. We are at this beautiful room today. This meeting was really nice, really pleasant. So we started at 1933, a little bit late, but I don't think that this really damaged our today's meeting. So I was very happy that we had involved newcomers to take roles, and we luckily fulfilled the gaps in the agenda. So all of the roles were represented really good. Thank you to Nina. Your presentation of thought of the day was really very, very good, very inspiring speech. You remind us how important it is to not to forget about your passion, not to separate your passion from your everyday life. This is really important. So I think that now we have to move on to personal evaluators. Our first speech was made by Mila. Are you here? I just want to say from myself that I really like your performance. I really like the way you were talking about the place where you kind of have found your passion. So I want to share the stage with our first personal evaluator of Mila. It's Yury Maximov, our participant from online audience. Are you here? So
Thank you. Yes, I'm here.
stage is yours.
Okay. One second. Ludmila, thank you for your presentation. You started well with a question that helped us attract attention from the audience, because traveling is relevant for most of us. In your presentation, you told us how you found a second home. After intriguing us with the question, you explained your travels to Cape Town, to Zimbabwe, and mentioned your friend that was guiding you on the way and giving you advice. I'm going to tell you a few things that I liked about your presentation, and then I will tell you what I think you could improve on in your future projects. What I liked about your presentation is you look the part. You are ready. You are very engaging in your speech. Your voice is clear and loud. It's very easy to understand what you are saying. It's very important because sometimes it's better to use a simpler language so that more people will understand you, and you do that. You use gestures appropriately to strengthen the point you are making, and were very relevant. I like that you have good eye contact. I think you were not reading the presentation. You were saying it for the first time. So listening to you was very natural. Things that you could improve on. You started very strongly, but then you started listing things and events that happened that led you to found your home. And at that point, I found it slightly difficult to follow what you were saying. So one thing you can improve on is structure. The body of, so the introduction and body and conclusion should be about the same thing. So for example, maybe it's very hard to fit into a presentation all the life's wisdom. So if you chose Cape Town as your second home, me as a listener, I would like to know more reasons, more details, maybe specific details about what you liked about this, about South Africa and Cape Town in particular. That would make your presentation richer and we have more colors, rather than listing more information from other trips, for example. Also, your advice at the end was very relevant, because it feels like you feel strongly about what you are saying, and that you want to pass this wisdom to others, to follow intuition, to give up all expectations, to be free, to interpret bad experiences as learning experiences, to have a bigger picture. All these things are very important, but it was kind of hard to fit them into the whole the picture of your message of your presentation. So I would suggest a shorter conclusion. And thank you. You mentioned that where you are now and which homes you have at the end. So that's very good. So to sum up, it's a great international story and advice about intuition. You have skill to present clearly with engagement. Pay as much attention to the body and conclusion as strong, to make it as strong as your introduction in your future presentation, and it will be stellar. So congratulations on completing your project, and I look forward to your future presentations. I'm sure you have many more interesting stories during your travels.
Thank you, Yury.
Mhm.
Thank you very much, Yury.
Mhm.
Yury, thank you very much for your reports, and we are moving on to the second speech that was greatly done by Olga. Olga, I wanna say that your performance was really good. You told such a wonderful story about mentoring and how mentoring can influence our life in a good way, in a pleasant way. So I think that your personal evaluator, Tatyana, will tell you something more about that. So Tatyana, welcome to the stage, please.
Thank you, Paulina. Dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, dear Olga, first of all, I have to tell you, with your speech, you just have changed my perception of mentorship. Before listening that, I didn't know it's actually fun. It's a good thing to do, which I honestly never done. You started your speech with a good portion of humor. You listed the obstacles for not having mentorship, which is also a good technique to know. So audience can kind of like go through its own obstacles. You used great personal examples, mother, coach, boss, all of them were good stories. By the way, you are lucky. You had very good mentors in your life. I wish my boss encouraged me to go abroad for studying. Never been that lucky. And the best thing I liked in your speech, that towards the end, you provided really good summary of, in a very correct manner, what you need to do for perfect mentorship. You listed all three points to start with a good mentorship. And so to summarize what I have said, I have to tell you that I'm very much impressed with the structure. You have chosen, or maybe not you, but that pathways, that this topic didn't sound as exciting as you delivered. Very good job. But since I'm here, I have to provide you some areas to improve, and I don't have much to say there. I didn't get that one of the points of your project was visionary communication. What exactly was meant by that? What kind of visionary? Okay. Okay. So I'm not sure if that related, but I noted that you almost don't move at the stage. You stay at one place. I think if you can do some kind of movements, it gives more credibility, more confidence to the way you look and the way you deliver the speeches. And I look very much forward to listening to your next speech. Thank you very much for a great job. Paulina?
Thank you, Tatyana. You were as good as usual. And we are moving to our third speaker. It was Alina. Alina, your presentation was really beautiful. It was colorful. The purpose of your speech was really original, and you did it very well. You were trying hard to include all of us to the conversation, and we were we were trying to be very active, especially Anna, asking a lot of questions. That was really cool. I want to introduce your personal evaluator. It was Daniil Zakharov. Daniil, please welcome to the stage, and give us a report about Alina's speech.
Thank you, Paulina. Dear Toastmasters, dear Alina, dear Toastmasters, have you enjoyed Alina's speech? A difficult audience, aren't you? We've seen a wonderful presentation, a wonderful tour presentation to Uzbekistan, with a succession of slides portraying the Oriental sweets and Oriental spices, the beautiful architecture, archways, mosques, as well as deconsecrated mosques that have now turned into the markets. And have we not realized that there are a lot of markets there? So good visuals, good story, a very unusual topic. You even managed to use the alliteration, Samsa, Samarkand. And it was very exciting. These are all the positives that, not all the positives, but the main positives that I have identified. What could have been done better? The purpose of your project was to manage a difficult audience. The purpose of your speech was to inspire traveling to Uzbekistan. And the audience did try to be difficult. But when they were raising the questions, what you were doing, you were immediately responding to those. Perhaps if you truly have a difficult audience to deal with, and your purpose in dealing with them is to either get them on your side, to convince them in your point of view, or at the very least to neutralize them, to make them from difficult, neutral. And how do you do that? Not by answering their questions, by engaging them, trying to understand why is that they're asking this question? What is that they're trying to get into? Is this just a hollow attempt to be difficult? Then you can't pretty much do anything other than ignoring them or try to box them up somehow. Or if they have genuine concerns, try to understand them. Answering their questions using more details doesn't serve that purpose to my mind. So I guess in terms of managing a difficult audience, you could do better in real life. But overall, a good achievement in terms of the project value and project goal. And I think the project has been, the goal of the project has been accomplished. My congratulations on that. Well done. Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Daniel, very much. It was very full evaluation. And we are going to, of course, I want to say thank you very much to Anna with her table topic. The questions were really funny, very interesting to think about our passion, our maybe things we can do without caring about money, what we can improve in our job, in our company. That was really good things to think about. And now we are going to listen to reports of our masters. And firstly, I want to share the stage with our accountant, Julia. I want to say that you are really brave to take this complicated role for the first time in the club in Toastmasters. I'm sure you did it great. So the stage is yours. You're welcome.
Thank you. I don't feel comfortable in this role because I'm the new one. First of all, I'd like to tell that your speeches so fascinated did that thing. I hope that one day I'll be able to speak as fluent as you are. and we oh, the most popular sound was e, and Nina used it 8 times. I don't want to do. I don't want to do. The largest amount of A. Okay. The largest amount of A used Nina and Yury. And the most clear speeches was from Gleb and was Olga.
Thank you, Julia, very much. Well done. Good job. So our next master is a grammarian and word master. Alla, please welcome to the stage. We want to know if we done some grammarian mistakes, and please give us your report without mentioning the names as you promised us.
Thank you so much. So, dear fellow Toastmasters, follow my promises. I'll give a few remarks about grammar side of this meeting. In general, my conclusion is that most of the participants were speaking rather decent English language, especially if we take into consideration that it is not our native.
Ella, point of order. Could you speak into the microphone more directly, please?
Yes, I'll try. But just a few remarks. As to mispronunciations, most pressing mistakes were tung, not something else, and results, not something else. Some participants are not friends with prepositions. For example, I've been to this country, pay attention to, then at the end, not in the end. Started later, not late. Poor construction. Anyone likes, not something else. Much money, not many. Some participants don't respect sequence of tenses. I told that I had to do, not something else. In some speeches, the results have been shown, and the participant said, and you did. It's better to use present perfect, and you have done. Then these places, not that places. Very frequently, passive voice is used while it is necessary to use active voice, and vice versa. For example, it's necessary to say, I was much impressed, not I impressed. Some examples of misuse of words. There was some discussion about mentoring, and the lady said that her mentor was correct, not was right. I was waiting for the results for a while. I don't think it's correct. I think I was waiting for the results for some time. And finally, usage of the word of the day. We had 3 persons who used this word of the day once. It is Aleshina, Mila, and Alina. I think all of them are good. Thank you.
Ala, thank you very much. You, as a very experienced Toastmaster, did your job very well. So we are all Toastmasters, and I think that delivering stories, talking with each other, is a very big passion for everyone who is sitting in this room today. But we don't, and we can do it like for ages. However, here we have time limits, and let's check if we didn't break these limits. Our timer, Anna, please welcome to the stage and give us a report.
Thank you. Actually, we should have left already, but we're still here. So it's a surprise. So everyone was on time except for a couple of people, and the winner is Mila. She's not here. So she exceeded her time limits. I don't know the right preposition. By 4 minutes or even 5 minutes. So yes, my advice to you, of course, you want to say as much as you can, but sometimes it's better to cut and reduce your speech. It's not easy. The shorter the speech, the more difficult it is. And I don't know, where is Nina? She left also? Okay, so so it's difficult to make your speech shorter, though you have to strive for this because it develops your it makes you more concise, right? More clear. So it's a very good practice to be what?
Concise.
Concise. Yes. Okay. So, and Mila was the winner, and her evaluator followed her path and also exceeded his time. And to finish my report, I invite to the stage Polina.
Anna, thank you very much for your report. And now we are moving to the most interesting part, as for me, of our meeting. It is our quiz done by our quiz master, Gleb. At first, I want to thank you that you are so brave to take this role. You're the newcomer. Unfortunately, we are out of sweets today because we were waiting for a person like Gleb, for our hero, a person who will take this role like for several hours. So that's why we didn't have time to prepare candies for you. And at the beginning of our meeting, we saw Gleb and we asked him to take the part, and he agreed. But I think we are doing it not for some kind of candies. Yeah, we are doing it for ourselves, for developing ourselves and for training our skills of attentively listening each other. So Gleb, this stage is yours. Welcome with your questions.
All right. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to become a quiz master today. And I made a small quiz and I'll ask you some questions in order to check how well you remember what other speakers said here today. Right. I hope I won't confuse any names, but you can correct me if I do. So the first speaker was Nina, as far as I remember, yeah. So Nina was talking about the purpose of excuse me. Nina told us how she uses her creativity in her work, in her research. And I want to ask you, do you remember how she used her creativity in her work? Should I give someone a microphone? Okay. Okay, so yeah, she loves drawing. She she's drawing logos and schemas for her researches. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and my next question is, what did Nina tried to engage us not to do? Exactly, correct. Okay. I'm ready to ask the following questions. The second speaker was Mila. Am I right? Oh, okay, sorry. Maybe. Okay, maybe the order is confused a little. I'm sorry about that. Well, the speaker was talking about the way she found her place. Okay, and so she traveled a lot, and here is my question. How many years did she spend in Africa before she returned to Russia? 5 years, exactly, correct. Okay. You are a great audience. Yeah, you answer all my questions very well. And do you remember why she decided to visit Cape Town? Yeah, well, her friend invited her to Cape Town, and she arrived, and she understood that it's her place, and the idea was that if you find your place, you find your happiness. All right. Okay. So let's move on to the next speaker. And the next speaker's topic was mentoring. And this speaker gave us some fascinating stories about mentoring from her own life. Do you remember who persuaded her to become a team leader of a basketball team? Yeah, exactly. Her trainer or coach. And what happened to her when she became a team leader? Okay, yeah, that's great. It boosted her her performance, her skills in basketball as well. All right. And do you remember the 3 points that are important to exist in a good mentoring? Like the 3 points that are essential for a good mentorship. Yeah, mutual agreement, exactly. Yeah, long-term goal or long-term vision of what you want to improve. Yeah, that's top 3 important things in a mentoring. All right, and let's move on. The last speaker, managing difficult audience project. It was a great presentation with slides called Tale of the East. The speaker asked us to interrupt her as much as possible, in which we succeeded. Okay. Well, what was the goal of her presentation? Okay, and why it was difficult to find food in some places for her? Exactly, yeah. She tried to stick to vegetarian rules, and it was quite difficult in some places. Okay, that's I have the last question for you. She told us that she bought a real sink. Yeah, and what type of clothes was that? It was a scarf, exactly. So you are very good listeners. You remember a lot of facts about each other, and that's great. Thank you.
Gleb? Yeah. That's very good for me. So Gleb, thank you very much for such a huge amount of questions. At the end of our meeting, I want to share the stage with our president, who, by the way, had a birthday a few days ago. That's why we want to congratulate you and give this card. Happy birthday. I want to thank you for organizing our beautiful meetings. I know that it's a hard job, but you are doing really well. Thank you for keeping us together every 2 weeks and for being so friendly and inspiring boss for our team. That's your turn now.
Thank you, Paulina. I wouldn't do that without you. Thank you, my team. Okay, so guys, we are running behind the time, so I'll be very brief to close the meeting. So number one, guess who is the winner of table topic session? It's a very tricky question tonight. Tonight is especially tricky because we have two winners. Okay, any guesses? No, it's Daniil and Olga. Please come to the stage. I have ribbons for you. That's why you have to come here. Here we go, Olga. Go, Daniil. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, and now I would like to invite here a person who achieved level number 4. Please welcome Alina. Congratulations, Alina. Okay, next message is about money collection. So if you have not donated 100 rubles yet, you can do it either via cash to put your $100 paper in that tip jar, or you can do it via money transfer to Tinkoff or Sberbank. I believe the QR codes on your agendas. Okay, now is the most important announcement. Next meeting is going to be in 2 weeks from today, which is September 14th. And it is not going to be an usual meeting, but unusual. We are having table topic contests. So please sign up for the participations with Anna Rubinina. And in 4 weeks from now, in the next after next meeting, we are having another contest, and it's going to be very exciting, humorous speeches contest. Please sign up for the speeches, and the winners will go to the area level. So you will compete with the other club members. Please do so. Sign up for the participation. Okay. What else do we have? Yes, that's it. Please come up to the stage and let's have a photo. We decided not to have after party tonight. Would you like to go? I don't know. After party? No after party tonight, guys.
Okay, so you left your contact, right? Yes, yes, because you know, next time, something we are having a special. Because it's a contact, we'll get to have to know. I will write I left my number here. So, was it scary? Of course. As I already mentioned, finger, and it's easy for me sing in front of 1,000 people, but when I tried it for it's so happening. It's just good. So 5 times I will try, and then you're confident. Hope to see you again. Why you were silent? Because